Nehemiah chapter 1. Thanks for joining me every day, the Bible Challenge, reading one chapter in each book of the Bible every day. Yesterday I was reading and meditating on the story found in the book called Ezra. How the city of Jerusalem had been destroyed in 586 BC, but God has a promise of restoration. And that city and that temple will be restored and rebuilt. When we come to the book of Nehemiah, we come to a man that had become the cupbearer to the king. He learns about the condition of the city of Jerusalem. He had been born in captivity and had never seen Solomon's temple. He had never been to the beautiful palaces in the city of Jerusalem. But since a child, he heard how magnificent they were. And when he asked how things were going, the report was things were in trouble and things were not going well. The city was not being restored like they had hoped and dreamed it would be. He sat down and began to weep, and he began to pray. One of the most powerful prayers in the entire Bible is in Nehemiah chapter 1. It is a prayer that's going to take a broken heart and turn it into becoming a blessed life. I challenge you to prayerfully meditate and consider Nehemiah's prayer. You see, God is going to do a great work through the leader, Nehemiah. He will transform him from a cupbearer to a contractor. He will return to the city of Jerusalem and lead 42 groups of men to restore the walls around the city of Jerusalem. It'll happen in only 52 days. I'm talking about the power of God to move mountains. In the city where we live, there's a junkyard called Pick and Pull. I've been here many times, and I've bought parts off of cars that were totaled. It is tragic when someone's in an accident and their car is totaled. It can wind up in a place like this, a junkyard. Some of us today feel our lives have ended up in a junkyard, that we have no hope, that we've come to the end of the line, and that we're worth more being parted out, and we'll never have what we used to have. I have news for you. Jesus said, I came to heal the brokenhearted. The story of Nehemiah is one of the most incredible stories of the power of God to rebuild and renew and restore the hearts and the lives of people. In these 10 chapters, we will see that it all begins with the power of prayer. If you and I will kneel before the King of Kings in heaven, we'll be able to stand before the kings on earth. And that's what happens in the life of Nehemiah. He stands before a king. He is given permission and resources. He goes back to the city where he had never been himself, and he sees a miracle happen in 52 days. God uses him, along with thousands of others, to restore and rebuild a city. This is not the end of the story, it's the beginning of a story. It's the story of transformation and restoration, and that city is going to be rebuilt, those walls are going to be restored, and God is going to do a miracle, and lives are going to be blessed. There is nothing impossible with God. Your life is not the end at the junkyard. It's only the beginning of what God can do. For I know the plans I have for you, not to harm you or hurt you, to bless you. Oh, how God has so many promises to unfold in your life. God is about to bless you today. He has a promise for you. You be blessed today as you meditate with a renewed spirit on the prayer of Nehemiah in Nehemiah chapter 1. In Jesus' name.